Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And I'm back working on my save. I actually was like, you know what? Let's take a break from Eco Lifestyle. We love her. We really do. But let's get back to work on the save file. It needs some love. And I felt that a lot of the objects from Eco Lifestyle could absolutely be used in the next part of my save. So we are in Oasis Springs, and I did a poll over on the Twitter machine, and I basically asked what kind of build I should do next, and lo and behold, you guys voted for a mid-century build. And it just so happens that the next part of my save is going to be Oasis Springs, and well, there's a lot of mid-century vibes going on there. So this fit perfectly. We're on the same wavelength, you and I, which is real cool. But this mid-century, it almost kind of looks like a more so modern home from the exterior, but inside it is, well, as the title lends itself to, kind of like, I don't know, it lends itself to the fact that, yeah, the inside is super groovy. Like, so colorful, so vibrant, and so eclectic, and I absolutely adore it. I have mentioned numerous times already with like a couple of other builds that my mom actually collects like mid-century modern furniture and like decor. She's basically flipped her whole house to be a mid-century home without the exterior reflecting that same thing. Like, she's hoping that she can buy a mid-century home at some point because she just absolutely loves the style. And that is basically why this was so easy for me, I think, because I have learned so much from her, and I've just been able to observe and kind of like emulate that style, I suppose, with what I have in The Sims, which I think is super fun. So like I said, the exterior is kind of modern looking. I did use the windows from the Moschino stuff pack, which I feel like it doesn't get enough love. That pack was actually really good, and I did not think I was going to like it as much as I did. But I also used this door for the very first time from Discover University. So that front door is from Discover University. So that was really cool. And I just really liked the exterior because I was originally going for just like this white and black theme. However, that is something that I used in a build right across the road, which I did probably a while back at this point. That is also for my save. So I wanted to kind of bring a little bit of color to this, and I thought red would really pop. Plus, the browns and like just the neutrals outside I thought looked really, really nice. So in the front, they do have these beautiful flower bushes that we got from, I believe, Island Living. And there's some like hollylocks, which are basically my favorite flower now in The Sims. It happened overnight. I don't really know. It just kind of crept up on me, but I absolutely love them. And I used this tile for the walkway and the patios from Jungle Adventure that I had never used before. It's kind of like a cracked tile. And I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe this will look nice. I'm kind of sick of the perfect tiles that I use in like all of my homes. And it seemed perfect for like a walkway or a patio. So I really, really liked that. And I use it for basically every patio on this build. So there's one on the front and there's one on the back as well. And the outside, I've kind of been approaching my builds like this lately. I do the front and then I kind of complete the back later on. So right now we jump right onto the interior. I kind of adjust some of the room sizes because I didn't have as much space as I thought I was going to. But this ends up being a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. I was striving for maybe a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but I couldn't really make it work, and honestly I was okay with it because I just love how this build came out. So the first thing I do is work on the living room because I knew it was really going to set the tone for the rest of the build. I used this really nice vibrant fireplace from I think base game. That clock is not from Bowling Night stuff, it's from Vintage Glamour stuff. That's it. And I use a lot of Get Famous because a lot of the Get Famous items that we did get in the buy catalog are very mid-century, and oh, they're just so much fun. Like, I feel like this house would just be bursting with energy all of the time. Like, I love it. It gets me so excited. And I use a lot of like oranges and blues and yellows, and it's so pretty. And I use these new curtains from Eco Lifestyle, which I thought fit perfectly. And I just realized they're all like infinity symbols, which I'm kind of curious as to what the thought was behind those. Maybe it was just a random design that they came up with, but I feel like there's a meaning behind them, and there's always a meaning behind everything in The Sims, and they don't like to admit it, but it's definitely like an Easter egg for something. So I might be going down like this conspiracy rabbit hole, but I feel like it means something, and I want to know what it means. So I'm just going to put that out there. But I use these room dividers to just kind of break up this more so like, I don't know, foyer? Is that what you would call it? Kind of like this little foyer area. So there is like this console table here with just a couple of decorations and some plants, as well as a wall mirror. And I just thought right off the bat, this was perfect. I didn't really have to decorate it too much. I put a few things on top of the fireplace just because the mantle is so open, but I feel like I didn't have to decorate it too much because it was just so colorful. And actually even off screen, because I completely spaced on it while I was doing the build, I end up putting a coffee table, and I think it's another base game one. I think these base game builds are actually introducing me to some items that I don't frequently use. So it's actually been really fun to try to use more of them without the actual pack restriction, if that makes sense. And now I'm working on the rest of the foyer and kind of like this big open hallway. I'm kind of realizing too that the utilization of space, maybe it could have been a little bit better in this build, but I didn't want to block that front door with expanding the kitchen at all. And I did want there to at least be a little bit of a hallway. I feel like hallways are, well, you know, very normal. A lot of us have hallways wherever we live, and I don't know, it seems really odd that in The Sims, I usually shy away from hallways and like landing areas and foyers and stuff like that. So as I've been looking at more floor plans to try to get inspiration for some other builds, I have actually been including hallways, foyers, and like landing areas much more than I used to in the past. It's kind of interesting to see how your building style evolves over time. The more you use different items and the more exposure you get to maybe like different styles and even other creators, it's actually really cool. It's a cool process. If you guys haven't been going through this process, maybe try going through it. It's pretty neat to see where you started and how far you've come at that point. Anyway, don't know why I'm getting all like philosophical here at like, I don't know, early morning at the beginning of the week. Actually, it's going to be midweek by the time this video goes up. I am pre-recording early in the week to kind of plan out my week. But this kitchen is very blue and kind of very green turquoisey, and I really like how it came out. I've done a similar kitchen before, probably with one of the swatches of this particular tile and with these base game cabinets, but I really liked it because it kind of mutes the really bright colors in the living room, and I feel like the kitchen, for me, it's a place to kind of relax a little bit. It's a little bit more therapeutic. I don't know. I feel like it would be nice to like get up in the morning and maybe not be too blinded and energized by all of the colors in the living room, and to kind of go in a more calm environment like the kitchen and get your coffee and sit down, have breakfast, like that kind of stuff. But there are only 3 seats at this table because this is, like I said, a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home, and I was thinking that the family that lived here was a couple and their teenage daughter, and that's it. They had no more kids, they just have a teenage girl, and her room is actually like real pretty. I like her room a lot. But first thing I do is go ahead and decorate the little entryway. So like the little foyer, I use these side tables from the Tiny Living Stuff pack and some artwork from Get Famous because it's just real groovy, and I think it fits the vibe like big time. I put some plants and stuff like that over here, as well as like this little like, I think it's an armadillo decoration that we got with Strangerville, but I thought it kind of worked because this is in Oasis Springs and it's kind of a deserty place. This build is more so in like the greener area, but I feel like a lot of decorations from Strangerville could also work in Oasis Springs. I know that they're really meant to be totally different places, but sometimes I feel like it kind of works. Do you guys agree? You guys will have to let me know what you think. But now I'm working on basically this little quote-unquote hallway. So the entrance to both the bedrooms and the bathroom are right here and centralized. So the parents don't have an ensuite bathroom since everyone shares the same bathroom. But I don't think it really matters too much, especially since their daughter's now a teenager. You know, maybe they used to have like a shower tub combo, or maybe they moved to this house in anticipation of retiring once their daughter finishes high school or something like that, and this is like their dream home. So they basically kind of downsized, and they were totally okay with just like the shower, because you think as folks get older too, they may not really want a bathtub. They might want a shower with like a seat, right? Am I thinking along the right lines here? I don't really know. My apartment actually is very accessible for those who may be restricted to a wheelchair or something like that. I don't even know how we ended up with this apartment unit, to be honest. But we have a seat in our shower, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I use that. It's really nice to be able to just sit there and let the warm water just like run over you. Oof, it's very nice. So actually having like a shower with a seat in it sounds great for a retired couple. But anyway, their bedroom is pretty much done. It's very simply decorated. The daughter's room is a little bit more decorated just because, well, she's a teen, and I feel as though that's how teens really express themselves. I was originally thinking, oh, maybe they have a kid and a toddler, like maybe it's a younger couple. But then I really liked the idea of this being like their dream home, like their retirement mid-century home. Maybe they even custom built it. Like it's not an old house and they designed it from the ground up, and this is where they're going to stay now that they're retired. Ooh, I really like that idea, actually. I'm probably going to have to do that because this is, as I mentioned, for my save file. So I'm really going to have to flesh out this family and what led them here in the first place and kind of what their story is. But I kind of like that, actually. It seems as though most of the families, maybe not most, but I have like one other family in Oasis Springs where the parents are nearing retirement and like their teenage son is about to leave the nest. Why does Oasis Springs make me do that? That's really weird. Okay, I might have to change the story a little bit. I don't want my families to all be the same. Clearly, I still have some things to do for the next release of my save file, which I'm assuming that some of you are probably like, oh my gosh, when is it going to be now, right? I have no idea. I really don't. Since I did this lot, I think I have like maybe 5 or 6 lots to go in Oasis Springs, and there's some of the bigger community lots that I have planned compared to even residential homes, which I do still have 2 very large like mansion-y homes to do in Oasis Springs. So they're the land grabs home and then the other one across the street. And I have some ideas for them, but it's going to take a while for me to flesh those out because I am not confident with like the modern style of building. Those are super modern and luxurious, and I want to make sure that I don't really downplay them because the land grabs should have this giant mansion, and then I have to think of like a family for the other one. So it's taking a while, but as you can see, the daughter's room is pretty much coming together. She has a lot of like greens and blues, which I thought was really pretty. And then the bathroom is just kind of blue as well. I mean, there's nothing fancy about it. It's not too exciting, but they do have a shower tub combo, which I thought I just gave him a shower, so joke's on me. And they have, of course, like the full bathroom. And then I end up working on the backyard. So they have this big giant patio in their backyard, and I wanted it to almost scaffold like I do with some of the decks and patios in Sulani when I do like island builds. And I kind of sort of did that. I don't know. I mean, you can't really do that too much unless you want to raise the original structure like really high off the ground. But I ended up making like a lower section of the patio as well. And I gave them some vertical gardens. And then over here is actually just like a really nice, comfy, cozy sitting area with like the fireplace coffee table from City Living, which I absolutely love. And it came in this bright green, which matched the rug and these couches. So I was stoked. It all worked out perfectly. And then I end up giving them like a grill, and I end up basically mimicking the like the shrubbery and whatnot from the front yard and just bringing it to the backyard as well, which I thought was nice. And then I create kind of like the lower patio area, and I give them a hot tub. They get a freaking hot tub because you know what? They are retired and they have earned it. And I use the beloved hot tub that we got with the 20th anniversary. If you do not sense my sarcasm, listen to it again. The beloved hot tub that we got with the 20th anniversary. I'm sorry. I think we should have gotten more. But I do use this hot tub, and it's nice, and I give them some lounge chairs, and I use some of these string lights that we got with, I think, the toddler stuff pack some time ago. And I just randomly place them all around this lower patio area just to bring some light down there because some swatches of that hot tub have lights on it, and these do, but they're just not as vibrant as maybe the string lights are, so I wanted there to be a little bit of extra light. And here's where I place an umbrella with a couple of lounge chairs, and that is actually pretty much almost it for the build. I just work on a few more miscellaneous decorations. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on this one, and I will catch you guys next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!
Come closer, dance for me. Easy tiger.